County officials project the deficit spending will balloon to $321 million by 2029, and the county says that's largely because of federal funding cuts to things like Medi-Cal and CalFresh.
But county officials are proposing new taxes, but not every leader across the county is on board with that. Joining us now to talk about some of these impacts is Vista Mayor John Franklin. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good to be with you.
Yeah, let's first dig in. What does this mean? How did we get here?
Well, we're projecting, the county is projecting a $321 million deficit, beginning with obligations they've taken on, including about 2,000 non-safety employees in the last 5 years, a time when we lost 20,000 population from the county of San Diego. So population gets smaller, number of staff serving the population gets larger. A lot of that was with one-time COVID relief money. That money has run out, and now the long-term obligation to pay these salaries continues to exist. On top of that, add another $300 million of cuts, and what was cut in the big beautiful bill, as it's called, the reconciliation package, was Medi-Cal and food stamps for people who are illegally present or who are not legal permanent residents or citizens of the United States. So we have sort of a big coming political debate about whether or not San Diegans want to pay significantly higher taxes to pay for benefits for people who are not citizens or permanent residents. I oppose new tax increases because government has continued to consume a larger and larger portion of that which our families earn every year. And it seems that every single election cycle, we're faced with new taxes on the ballot. There will be a half-cent sales tax that will be proposed on the November ballot, which I oppose. There's the craziest are the transfer tax proposal. The Union Tribune's analysis said this will add $42,000 when you sell a $700,000 home. And then the final one that's really out there is the idea of adding a payroll tax. Can you imagine? I mean, there's about 400 cities in America that actually charge payroll tax or an income tax. We don't in California, but they're currently asking our state legislators, our Board of Supervisors to change the law to give them the power to lay these kind of taxes. It could add thousands of dollars in new expenses to the average worker in San Diego County. We need supervisors that fight for housing affordability and that fight for affordability, not who are out raising taxes.
You know, very quickly, a big part of the county reserves has been going to try to solve anyway the Tijuana sewage crisis. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, we need to solve that, but we can't afford to solve all the problems of the federal government on the backs of local taxpayers. We just don't have a big enough tax base to solve the Tijuana sewage problem by ourselves. I was here with Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator. In fact, I was part of the contingent that brought him out. We need to put pressure on our Mexican counterparts to pay their fair share, and that's what our local leaders have to do is say to our national leaders, we need you here, we need you to put that pressure, and if we do, they will step up because we supply Tijuana with 95% of the fresh water that they consume. If we make clear that we're not going to continue, or we may reduce gallon for gallon freshwater supplies with every gallon of sewage that they spill into the United States, I think we've got their attention, but we need to not make threats, but we need to make promises that take action that we're willing to follow through on.
Okay, so you've mentioned in the past Vista's in good financial standing.
Yes.
So how did you get there, and what would you bring to the
table?
table?
I campaigned against 7 years of deficit spending in my city, and I'm proud to conclude. This is my last year as mayor. We've delivered 12 years of balanced budgets because we simply made a plan to spend less than we took in. And we've also not raised taxes in that period of time, delivered a $10 million surplus this year, and we're just ranked by the Public Policy Center of California as the 4th best fiscal health out of 18 cities in California. I'm running for the County Board of Supervisors because we need fiscal conservatives with demonstrated track record delivering fiscally conservative results, balanced budgets without raising taxes, and all the while increasing services. We've increased the number of police, sheriff's deputies. We've got 5 ambulances now instead of 3 when I started. We've got a lot of new firefighters. We're really proud of what we've accomplished. 5 new parks, 4 more coming. We're doing great things because we're paying for them before we obligate and spend the money. We are doing it the right way, the way all of our families should. You don't buy things on credit and overspend your revenues and expect to be successful in the long run.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.